goody. Buckle up for some illustrated body horror. KK Boss, I haven't collected that one yet. Maybe he'll sing it on Saturday night. That is an Animal Crossing joke, and I apologize. Oh, the COMMP of the ACOS? Oh, sure, we're in good hands.
The modern miracles of sound motion pictures and radio open up vast sources of entertainment and instruction. To benefit from these, we need our ears, which interpret for us the multitude of sound waves they receive.
Conrad Poos and his dancing teeth.
Now, if you will lend me your ears while watching this picture on the screen, I will tell you about these invisible waves and how our ears are able to convert them into sound.
Give me a minute to suppress my gag reflex. Okay, I'm good. For now.
We all know that if a pebble is dropped into water, ring-like ripples spread in all directions over the surface.
I definitely know that. Who says I don't?
A doorbell ringing sends out similar but invisible wave-like impulses which travel through the air with a speed of about 1,100 feet per second. Sounds of every kind are transmitted to our ears by just such waves.
Not anymore. Now it's all Bluetooth.
Even now, as my voice comes to you, it is carried by these airwaves to be conveyed to your own brain by nerve impulses created within your ear.
Can you dumb it way down for me? There we
As
go.
we shall see, this feat of conversion requires the highly refined and perfect mechanism which is our ear.
What'd you say about beer?
To begin with, air impulses are caught by the outer shell and directed into the ear canal.
Of Colin Hanks.
Now, let us look into this canal by using a specially designed instrument like this otoscope, which is used by physicians when examining our ears.
You just had this picture laying around?
There in the center, we see a small...
Either my
Now
ear's
here it is,
malfunctioning
it's
or this
very
is yet
close
another
range
lousy
and very
print.
much enlarged. Sound waves beat against the brain as drumsticks beat upon a kettle drum or tympanum. So it is naturally called the tympanic membrane.
Naturally.
It lies a little more than an inch from the outer opening and completely shuts off the eardrum from the ear canal, just as a drumhead completely covers a drum.
Yeah, so drums are the metaphor then. Got it.
Hidden immediately beyond this barrier lies the oddly shaped and highly specialized organ which by far surpasses any instrument of human invention in its ability to detect and to interpret sounds of every conceivable kind and degree.
Except ska.
It is indeed rightly called the most remarkable mechanical system in the human body.
It looks like a bunny rabbit.
And now let us examine the general position of this apparatus when seen from the front.
I suppose we must.
Here is the ear canal and the more internal parts, which have an outlet into the throat.
The Holland Tunnel for spiders.
The Eustachian tube. This important connecting passage opens just above the tonsil. Like other important sense organs, the ear lies close to the brain.
Convenient.
All sound waves entering the ear are converted to nerve, the shortest path to the auditory center, which controls the organ and where sound perception or hearing is located.
I didn't realize my head was so important. Hello?
The bones of the skull also encase the inner ear. Here we can see it occupying a group of intricate hollows and channels.
Spooky.
These in turn lie safely protected within the hardest portion of the temporal bone. This portion is actually the hardest bony structure in the whole body.
Not on Saturday night, it's not. I don't know.
Now let us greatly enlarge the picture of one ear so that we may examine its construction and its in greater detail in this sectional view.
It's even more gross.
The ear is divided into three parts.
The lobe, the thorax, and the Santa Maria.
First, the external or outer ear, consisting of the shell or pinna, and the auditory canal or meatus.
I'm not saying either of those.
These
Nope.
and many of the parts that are to follow have been given their names because they resemble familiar objects.
Like auditoriums and meat.
Second, the middle ear or eardrum, also called the tympanum, consisting of the drum membrane, already compared to a drumhead, and the drum cavity.
'Cause it's like a drum.
This is shut away from the outer ear by the drum membrane, but communicates with the throat by means of the Eustachian tube, already mentioned.
Never make me repeat a
The
tube.
most striking feature of the middle ear are these three tiny but delicately fashioned bones. They're called the ear bones or ossicles.
No, both bad names. Don't like
the
them.
outer ear, the middle ear contains air. It is the purpose of the Eustachian tube to equalize the air pressure on both sides of the drum membrane, to prevent its being injured by violent noises or changes in air pressure.
Oh, that's the part that always ruins my flight.
Beyond the middle ear lies the third part, called the inner ear or labyrinth.
From the mind of Jim Henson.
Unlike the outer and the middle ear, this part is filled with a liquid instead of air, and contains the delicate apparatus which transforms sound waves into nerve impulses.
The third-party codec
And
of the
now
body.
let's look at a still larger view of the middle ear with its 3 ear bones or ossicles, and then see what happens when sound waves strike the drum membrane.
Are you ready to rock?
This bone, consisting of a head and handle, is called a hammer or malleus, and is fastened by the handle to the drum membrane.
Looks like Salvador Dali's dental records.
United to the malleus by a joint is the anvil or incus, which in turn touches the stirrup or stapes.
Everything has 2 increasingly bonkers
The
names.
footplate of the stirrup is attached by a movable ligament to an opening, which is called the oval window.
Oh, good luck finding screens that fit.
If from any cause the drum membrane is forced inward, its movement is transmitted to the stapes, and the upper part of its footplate swings into the inner ear as on a hinge.
At this point, the drum valve intersects the phalanxian tendrils, which cause the inner pseudo-mallet to oscillate,
In and out, agitating the liquid which fills the inner ear.
at which point instant death occurs.
And now let's see how sound waves coming from a ringing bell act upon the ear mechanism. Here we see in slow motion how these sound waves, by beating against the drum membrane, are carried across the middle ear to the inner ear by the chain of ossicles.
Now your brain knows it's time to head to the exercise yard.
The ear then is a very delicate and complicated mechanical device, astonishingly sensitive in its ability to separate and to distinguish a vast medley of sounds. It excels by far the most ingenious and delicate instruments ever devised by man.
This movie is eerily silent on the subject of earwax. Fill our ear holes with Taylor Swift.
While we possess the great blessing of good hearing, let us always strive to protect and to preserve this most precious gift of nature.
Or just waste it on Joe Rogan and Jingle Cats. See what we care. You ungrateful. Nah. Okay, bye. Thank you so much for watching Fun with Shorts. This series is supported by Patreon and patrons like these wonderful people right here. They get early access to new episodes and exclusive episodes every month. Also, check out the updated funwithshorts.com for DVDs and merch and all the good stuff. Thank you so much, everybody. I'll see you next time.